To actually understand factorization, you first have to know that it is simple. Let's take this for example. So if we have a quadratic expression in this form, which is px squared plus qx plus r, right? And you are being asked to factorize this, right? Now what you should know is that this p here, right, and this r, you should find a number that when you multiply, it will give you the same value as when you multiply this and this, right? So let's say you choose a number like a and b, right? You should know that when you multiply the a and the b, it should be equal to when you multiply the p and the r, right? This p and this r. Okay. Now these numbers that you chose, make sure that when you add them, right? When you add them, it should give you q, this number. Okay. So when you multiply this and this, it should give you the multiplication of this. That's p and r. And if you add this and this, it should give you q, right? Okay. So when you get that, you know you are really doing something. Let's take an example for you to really understand. So let's say we have 3x squared plus 16x plus 5, right? Okay. So with this example, we can say that when we multiply this 3 and this 5, it will give us what? 15, right? Okay. So let's just say that we need to find a number that when we multiply it will give us 15, and when we add it will give us 16, just like what we did here. Okay, so we know that if we have 15 and 1, right? If we add 15 and 1, we'll get 16. If we multiply 15 by 1, we'll get 15. So this means that 15 times 1 will give us what? That's 3 times 5, right? So you realize that we'll get 15 here and we'll get what? 15 here, right? Okay. And we'll see that when we add the 15 plus 1, we'll get what? 16, right? Here, which is this one. Okay. So now that we know these values, right, we can just say that we can rewrite this whole equation and say that 3x, right, 3x squared plus 15x plus 1x, right? But we just write x, okay, plus 5. Now we can factorize, right? So we put this into bracket and this into bracket. Now we can factorize, we can factor out 3 and x, so we get 3x, we open bracket, we get what? X plus 5, right, plus x plus 5. Okay, so that means our final answer would be x plus 5, 3x plus 1. That would be our final answer. I hope you really understand. Okay, let's take another example to make you understand this really. So example 2, say this is example 2. So we have 2x squared plus x minus 3. Now what do? We look for a number that when we multiply will give us the value when you multiply this and this, right? And when you add it to give you this, which is 1, that is the coefficient of x. Okay, so we realize that it is when you have 3 and what, negative 2. Okay, so if we multiply 3 by negative 2, it will give us the same value when we multiply this 2 and this negative 3, right? So it will give us negative what? 6. We could realize that when you multiply these 2 and this, it will also give us what? Negative 6. Okay. Now we know that these same values, when you add them, right, which is 3 plus negative 2, to give you what? 1, right? And the coefficient of x here is 1, right? So we are on the right track. Okay, so now that we know the values we want is negative 3 and negative 2, right? We can substitute them into the equation. So now we can say that 2x squared, right, minus 2x plus 3x minus 3, right? And now we can introduce the brackets. Okay, and then we can say that we can factorize 2x here. So we have x minus 1 plus, we have 3, so we bring out 3, and we have x minus 1. So our final answer will be x minus 1, right? We pick one of these, and then we pick this and this into another bracket. So we have 2x plus 3, and that will be your final answer. Okay, let's take another example. That will be example 3, which is 3x squared minus 13x plus 14. Okay, now we realize that when you multiply this 3 by 14, you get what? And then you look for a number that will match it. So we can see that when you multiply 3 by 14, you get 42, right? So let's look for a number that when you multiply will give you positive 42. So let's say we have this 3 here and we have 14 here. So when we multiply 3 by 14, you get 42. So we can say that, which number can we pick? Negative 6 by negative 7. That will also give us what? 42, right? So it means we can use this and this, and you can see that when we add negative 6 to negative 7, we will get negative 13, right, which is this coefficient. So yeah, we are on the right path. So the values that we will use is negative 6 and negative 7. Okay, so now we can solve for the answer. So you pick your 3x squared, minus, we have negative 6 and negative 7, so we can bring negative 6x minus 7x, right? The negative 6 and negative 7, and then we add the 14. Now we can factorize, so we put them in brackets. Now we can bring 3x out, remaining x minus 2. Here we can bring 7 out, so we get x minus 2. So final answer will be x minus 2, 2 brackets, 3x minus 7. That will be our final answer. Thank you for watching. I'll put out another video that would take you more into factorization. But I hope this really helps. And if you have any question, please comment in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you very much and enjoy your day.